What's up, everybody? This is Matt DeMarinis from White and Blue Review. Sitting here once again with my ride or dies, Alex Sindelar from everywhere. Big East Coast Bias, White and Blue Review, Mid-Major Madness.
Hello.
Royals Review, 1620 The Zone, everywhere. Ravi Lula, he has his own podcast at RaviLula.com, right?
RaviLulaRadio.com.
RaviLulaRadio.com, sorry. And then he's all over 1620, filling in every single show with his angelic voice. And then we have Jacob Padilla from HailVarsity.com. He's also on 1620, 590. He has his own podcast on Hail Varsity. Tonight, we are, after Alex's brilliant idea on our last podcast to do a live commentary rewatch of the Creighton Seton Hall game that decided the Big East seeding and regular season title. So we're going to be watching that. You'll be able to see that on your screens, and you'll be able to hear us. So it's basically a live DVD commentary thing going on here. We'll try to make that as entertaining as possible. Right now, they're just starting lineup introductions and everything like that. So they'll be tipping off in a second. Boys, how we doing though?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Good.
I'm not doing it well.
Jacob, you'll be all right, man. This is a good therapy session for you.
Yeah, get me away from the NFL draft after that disaster of a first round.
Gladly.
Yeah, I mean, why would you get hell for Aaron Rodgers when you could just replace him instead? That's perfect.
I mean, I think it's a great idea, honestly.
I'm doing great because the 49ers drafted someone who the first bullet point was used to be homeless. So
he's like ready to give it his all.
Yeah, some people would take that as a bad thing, but I'm excited. I think he's hungry, maybe literally.
I have like a severely motivated athlete on my hands. I'm happy to do it.
Exactly.
Okay, so where was everybody at this game? Now, Ravi and Jacob, you were both sitting together, right?
Yeah, we were about 3 rows behind the Seton Hall bench. Is that right, Jacob?
Correct.
And then Matt, you were on press row. You were sitting next to John, I assume.
Yeah, I was like right across from the Seton Hall bench, basically.
Okay.
So yeah,
And
I think I was right across from Ravi and Jacob, actually.
Yeah, I think you were.
Yeah.
Because we sat in those seats a couple times, and you would wave to us.
Yeah. So I was sitting next to John, across from basically Kevin Willard.
Niatawa, not Bishop.
Right.
Mhm.
Bishop was 2 seats down.
Yeah, and then I was in the corner in the lower bowl, and I was there though. I didn't wear a white shirt. I think I wore a gray shirt.
As did I. I don't have a white Creighton shirt.
No.
I don't remember what I wore.
You wore the blue shirt with a white front.
Yeah, it's like white in the middle, but has blue sleeves. It's one of their shooting shirts.
I think I wore a gray sweater.
Well, you were media, so you can't participate in such frivolous fandom like we can.
Well, except for Pink Out, they encourage us to do the Pink Out stuff. So.
Yeah.
That's
But I always have my pink notebook every day. So
because it's bigger in basketball, Matt.
it is. That's cancer ribbon.
There we go.
Every day. So that's why I don't have to wear pink. I just bring pink.
So what were your thoughts initially about the crowd before tip-off? If you can.
I thought it was pretty juiced up, but it definitely leveled up as things happened during the game. But I think
It's a nice bucket hat.
after Ty pinned Powell and DJ dunked on Manu in transition, the thing got to like a level 15 and never got below that, basically.
Yeah, I think it ramped up pretty fast. I thought it was. I was pleased with it. I wasn't disappointed in any way. I'm not going to sit here like some other certain people do and just bitch and moan about the crowd the entire time.
Yeah, well,
I thought it was
the student
good.
section brought it.
Yeah, student pitch section was packed. I
Oh,
thought
for sure.
everybody brought it. I thought it was a great crowd.
Usually when
Well,
the student section is jumping from the start, that's a pretty good tone setter for the rest of the crowd to feed off of.
Also, and as we'll see later, when Mamu starts just being a little baby back bitch, I thought the crowd got after him really well, and I was really happy about it. So,
No doubt. Yeah, Creighton
that's
fans-
one of those things where you're like, if you really start digging at somebody, it felt like you played for Wichita. Like that's what it felt like, and I was excited.
So we're all to tip off here, right? Everybody good?
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
We're not going to stop this thing either and do replays or anything. We're just going to keep.
No, we're just rolling.
Yeah. We're just going to react to things, and sometimes we'll harp on certain plays long after they're over because they're amazing.
Yeah, I think DJ stealing Mamu's soul might take up the rest of the first half.
Yeah, which is funny because it comes real quick. I like how they try to get Powell involved here early, because especially after knowing that he told Jed and what Jed told the team was that he was trying to score 50 tonight. So
wait,
they get him going. They try to get him going real early, and then Ty picks him real quick.
I see. He immediately turns the ball over.
Right. Right. It's like, I'm gonna score 50 on you guys, and they forgot that this was the season where he was playing crap.
It's very
Are we sure he
on
said
brand.
50? Are we sure he said 50 and not 15? Because then he's absolutely right.
Who said? I saw that on Twitter. That was a good response from Jacob. That's pretty funny.
Did he actually get to 15?
No, he might have got to 15. Let me see.
I thought he got to 13. I thought he only got to like 13.
15 on 6 of 13 shooting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good numbers. Big East Player of the Year, though, obviously. I mean, without a doubt. Definitely not the guy that just handed his ass to him this entire game or the entire season.
I just think it was a funny start because he came in confident, and then they were also gassing up his road stats, his road home splits or whatever, and then he immediately gets, tied. Deflects his first pass, and it's a turnover and a bucket.
Yeah, literally the first play of the game, he turns it over.
Yeah. And then he gets going off Ty here pretty soon, and Ty pins him, and they get a run-out dunk. It's like, so he came in like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cook, and then he immediately started going. So.
Yeah, and then also the home splits of that part, they probably should have talked about that a little bit more, because he shot 31% from the field and 18% from three in Big East play at home.
Right.
So, yeah.
I don't know what everybody else thought. That first play, though, that first zone buster where they got Marcus at the free throw line, I kind of felt like when Creighton executed that, even though Marcus missed a shot, I was like, yeah, Creighton's going to cook this zone to pieces, because if that's the look that Creighton's going to get all game, Marcus is going to score 50 easy.
Yeah, if you're leaving Zagorowski and, like, Tyshawn those 15-footers all game, like, that's just it. That's all. It's over.
This is where DJ misses 3 free throws, I think, coming up here.
Yes. And
he misses
watch Mamu on this. Watch kind of his I think, like, my friend Joe Subject kind of pointed this out because he did a rewatch and took some notes and sent them to me. But this is kind of where it gets started because he gets a little Mamu gets a little kind of excited with a little excessive clapping after DJ misses the free throws here, and then a minute later is when he gets dunked on. So
he misses 2, and then they get a lane violation, so he gets another one. He missed.
Yep.
Yep. Donnie Marshall was beside himself. I remember.
They watch Mamu there.
Like, Mamu's the one who fell over in the lane too.
Yeah. And he's complaining about it. Like, he's already starting. He was complaining the entire game. Like,
honestly, guys, that's the thing about Seton Hall, and it's not even just their basketball team. It's like their men's basketball team, women's basketball team, baseball team, soccer teams, like volleyball teams. They talk so much shit. It's like I don't know if it's like an orientation thing when they first get on campus. Like, yo, everywhere you go, talk as much trash.
It's like, hey, you live in Jersey now. This is what we do.
Yeah,
I think it is that Jersey thing. Honestly,
seriously.
There he is clapping in the middle of a play as his teammate gets a rebound. Like, dude.
It's really a miracle that they didn't like throw hands.
Oh, hold up. Bam.
Oh shit.
Oh, here it is.
Fucking man.
Don't jump.
Yeah. That's an and one too, right? Like
100%.
Yeah. When that happens, you DJ juicing up the crowd like that. The place has been bananas.
Yeah, it was fucking
right there in his face.
I think the coolest thing about the play is like the place was still kind of like, it was still pregame hype going on, and then so it wasn't crazy loud, so you could hear when Ty pinned Miles right here. There was
like an audible
yeah, you could hear it off the glass when he did it. And then when DJ flushes this, the place went bananas.
And I mean, DJ doesn't do that shit too often.
No.
So when he does, and especially on Mamu, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, since last year, really.
Yeah, certainly not in traffic like that.
The alley oops against DePaul, I guess, were flashes of it, but that was his last year bounce, basically.
Yeah, as good as the dunk is, and I think I've made this point before, but that block, I have no idea how Ty closed that distance. It looked like he was beat. and he timed that thing perfectly and absolutely smacked that thing right as it was getting to the board.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I thought he got scorched on that.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, me too. That was my reaction. Like, well, and then, oh my goodness, where'd that come from?
I think the two biggest keys to Ty being a really great defender this year were, he's got intent. He has the intangibles, like he's got the length and everything like that, especially for his position. But
they're not elite.
Exactly. It's the quickness and it's the ability to kind of read and react, because he never leaves his feet very much on those shot fakes and everything like that. So he doesn't foul very much. He doesn't get in compromising positions very much. And then the foot speed to be able to chase guys off ball screens and recover like he did there. I think those were the keys to him becoming an elite perimeter defender.
I think someone needs to do a long form piece about Christian Bishop's ever-changing hairstyles throughout the year. Because sometimes he's got the man bun, sometimes he just lets it ride, but it's always different.
I thought you were going to talk about the Christian Bishop post-up ISO numbers from this season.
Christian Bishop post-up ISO fadeaway?
Yeah, like just in general, the kind of Nebraska Creighton's points per possession for Christian Bishop offense that isn't like free lanes to the rim or lobs or making a play for somebody else. Anytime he decides, all right, it's Christian Bishop time, I'm going to go get a bucket here. It doesn't seem like it ends well all that often.
I'm going to go out on a limb and just say, like, that's kind of the cost of doing business for asking a 6'7" guy to, like, do a bunch of shit he doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
Like, or that no one really wants to do, but, like, especially a guy that is, like, constantly undersized. It's like, yeah, if you ISO, like, 4 times a game and it doesn't go well, we'll allow it.
Jeez, that is a tough shot DJ just hit.
Yeah, that was a pass by Ty, too.
We also missed Ty just convincing Miles not to shoot a 3, which I appreciate.
Those are my favorite. Those were my favorite defensive plays of the year. Whenever he is guarding Powell or Howard, and they leave their feet and they're like, "Oh crap, I can't get this off." Like,
He does that to Powell like 4 times in this game, where he's like, "Oh, I got a shot off," and he's like, "Oh crap."
Because those are here's the well, that was terrible.
He missed that shot by 4 feet.
Yeah. He missed that off the side of the glass, then picked up his first foul in transition.
Like, he missed the square.
Yeah. And they show him banging this one real quick. They're like, "Oh, he's on."
I think
he already has a turnover, a foul, and he was at the side of the backboard.
And it was about 30 minutes before he made another 3-pointer, I'm pretty sure.
I wish they would replay lowlights more often.
Like going into the break, just showing him missing the square on a 3-pointer.
That would be sick, right? Slow-mo off the side.
Creighton should recut these and then just going out into the
broadcast.
Yeah, do a homer broadcast going into the breaks. Just have Miles Powell turnover, Miles Powell clanking it off the backboard. That'd be beautiful.
No, but those plays like we were talking about, those plays where where Powell and Howard and those guys like leave their feet to shoot it, and they're like, "Oh crap, he's still in my grill." Those plays those aren't registered on synergy at all. Like those don't count as anything. You know what I mean? Like they're just nothing. But there was so many of those this year, and I feel like that just was another example of how good he was at like staying a step ahead of those guys when they had, when they tried to get saucy on him.
Well, that's the thing. He left his feet because against most other teams, that's an open shot.
Yeah.
Except Ty's not like most other defenders he's placed this year, and he's right there in his face, and he doesn't realize until it's too late.
Do those not get counted as a shot altered?
No,
it's a pass. He never took a shot.
It doesn't register as anything. It's not even a possession.
I think it should count as an altered shot because that's what it is. Like I get that.
Imagine what his defensive efficiency would be if those things counted.
Imagine what Powell's field goal percentage would be.
Did you just call him Pyle? That's messed up, man.
I didn't, but I mean it's not inaccurate. That's pretty on brand for me. That was like the one drum I banged harder than any, like all preseason or like all pregame this year. I was just like, "Hey guys, remember like Miles Powell's actually really bad. I just have to remind you."
Oh, you know what's a good? Remember how I think Ravi and I did the Blue Jay beat after the St. John's game before they went to play Seton Hall the first time. Am I right?
Yeah, I think so. Because
we were talking about that matchup and we were talking about it being like a battle of who blinks first. Remember that?
Yes.
For the road matchup.
Yes.
So for this one, I think, and I was thinking about it at the time, when Seton Hall is like coming out in the zone and they're walking the ball up and they're sucking the air out of the ball on the offense. I felt like that was like two major blinks on their part, basically saying we can't run with Creighton. So like we have to change. We have to alter the game dramatically. Otherwise, we have no chance of keeping up with these guys.
And that's a big part of this game was Seton Hall slowing it down to such a degree. But I understand.
They haven't done anybody all year. They want to run with people.
Yeah. And I think I understand like that you need to control that. But at the same time, like they did it to such a degree at times that it ended up backfiring, I think, a lot. Anytime they did get the down late in the shot clock, they did not score very well. I think let's see, what was it? Like the last 6 seconds of the shot clock, they were like 4 of 13 from the field or something like that.
Really?
I think that's what my friend Joe kind of calculated because he was kind of interested in that as well. For 4 for 13 in the last 6 seconds of the shot clock. And they hit their first 2, so they 2 for 11 after that. And so that's what running the clock down got you.
Yeah, well, so right here in the game, like Seton Hall's up 11-6, and Mamu, Miles, and Quincy are already talking a bunch of trash. Like, so that's why I wasn't feeling bad when the game got on tilt in the second half and Creighton was talking and letting the swag go. I was like, that's just. I mean, Seton Hall brought that from the jump, so they're just getting a taste of their own medicine right now.
I just can't.
I'm sure from people watching it though, it looks like Creighton's being classy.
I can't wait to rewatch this like 10 years from now and see all these like the commercial break that we just saw. See all those commercials, feeling nostalgic about it, knowing that all the commercials we see now are for like personal protective equipment and like bunkers and AR-15s that have like super explosive ammo for post-apocalyptic world.
Well, that took a turn.
Yeah.
That was a little further. I was a little further off the rails than I was expecting to go this early in the game.
You timed it well with a really bad pass there by Marcus as well. So
yeah,
it kind of reflected what was going on with the game.
It felt post-apocalyptic.
It's like, dude, what are you doing?
So I'm at 13-10 right now. Am I ahead of you guys?
No,
you're behind.
That's 13-minute mark.
Yeah, I'm at the 13-minute mark.
Yeah, I'm right. I was right at 13.
Yeah, I'm at 12. I'm at 12:55 right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're on the same. You said 11-6 earlier, and I was like, I'm not at that. I was confused.
No, we were past that part.
Okay, you confused me. I'm good.
Mine is going like it does stop and go slow real quick for some reason.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Maybe Creighton Athletics has never had 5 people stream the same game at the exact same time before.
Their entire website's crashing.
It's possible we've closed the university. It's hard to tell.
I think they just wanted to show Kelvin to the ball screen in slow motion.
Yeah, they were just like, look at this ball screen, senior.
He slowly ran up to Marcus, and Marcus buries that jumper.
See, that's the part that I thought was full speed. I thought that was just Kelvin moving normal.
Nice job.
Nice little pass by Denzel there.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like they're just piecing them up. Like I'm like, all right, yeah, Seton Hall is not keep up.
I wonder if we'll see a lot more of that from Denzel next year. Obviously without like Tyshawn, but also as he's like way more familiar with his teammates.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to have to be to kind of get close to what – that's kind of the thing with losing Tyshawn and just plugging Denzel in. It, like, you've got 4 of the same guys, but it does change the way Creighton plays quite a bit. Just it's asking different guys to take on slightly different roles. Like, you're going to have Mitch handle the ball a little bit more. He's more the 2 as opposed to the 3. Whereas Tyshawn was that guy last year kind of as a combo guard. You're going to have like DJ, he's going to have to shift to being more of that perimeter defender, whereas the last couple of years he's more defended 4s. And then that's going to impact your rebounding as well. If DJ's out chasing guys on the perimeter, then the other guys like Denzel is going to have to rebound a lot more than he did this year. So they got a lot of talent and they're going to be different. It'll just be interesting to see kind of how different they are, how similar they are, and kind of how other.
He's laughing at the shot.
It was brutal. He's like, please God, draw contact. Oh shit, I didn't.
And then they show him. I like how they show him bury one, and it's like the dude just literally threw up an air ball.
Seriously, they did like the last two. We've had 2 air balls take us to commercial break, and then they showed the shot they made before that. It's like cool. That was like 5 minutes ago, Fox.
Yeah, and that's kind of disappointing because going right after it, I was thinking, oh, we're going to see it again. I'm like, well, that's not what I wanted to see.
You see, if you would show, if they would show shit like that on basketball broadcast, defense would be more popular. They only show the good stuff that offenses do. They don't show guys getting their water shut off and like trash talk about their mama while they're not scoring. If they would pump up that type of stuff, it would be more popular to do. If they would want to show.
You mean if they accurately portrayed Seton Hall broadcast, Miles Powell wouldn't have won Player of the Year? I'm sorry, I'm still salty. I can't help it.
Oh, it's good.
Wait, hold on.
I don't know why you think we're not going to get into that as we're going on through this game.
Wait, so do you think there's a real conspiracy theory about that?
No, I don't think there's a real conspiracy theory. I think people don't watch basketball games, and then they're like, "Oh, he was pretty good last year. He scored 20 points a game this year. Oh, yeah, let's give it to him again." And they didn't realize he shot like 8% from the field.
Not even that. I talked to a bunch of people in New York when we were out there for all the awards and everything. It's like they turned in their ballots like after they beat Villanova on the road.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
at that point,
shooting 39% for the season, though.
I agree,
That's
but
my
they
problem.
had a 3-game lead in the standings, and it's like, okay, well, Lillard and Powell are going to be Player of the Year and Coach of the Year because they're going to run the league. They didn't. After that, they were 4-5, and Powell was terrible, and Creighton was awesome.
And you can see it even in this game, and I think Seton Hall, outscored Creighton 28-20 when Powell was on the court. Like, and that's what you hear from the coaches you talk about, like opposing coaches ever. Like, coaches still, regardless of what he was shooting, they still respected his talent and what he did to game plans and create shots for his teammates. Like, that's all definitely true, and he's a very talented player. But you can acknowledge kind of the impact that he had just being out there, while also recognizing individually how poorly he played for long stretches of the season. And that is a lot of possessions that he wasted with bad shots or just straight up bricks on open looks.
Mm-hmm. No, there's just a flaw in the system. So I was talking to Jay Wright about Max winning Coach of the Year, and he's like, first thing he said was like, well, I actually voted for Willard because I turned my ballot in like January. And I was like,
feels like a mistake because it's 2 months of the season left, genius.
Well, I mean, it was late January, but still. But he was like, yeah, I voted for Willard, and I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I know, I had turned my ballot in. Like, really? So when I turned my ballot in, they had a 3-game lead. They just beaten us, and I was like, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, well, that's a mistake.
I think it's all about when people turn their ballots in, about how accurate because Gill winning Defensive Player of the Year award, that was more egregious than Powell winning POI. You know what I mean? Like,
I think they were.
Ty was clearly the best. Ty was clearly the best of. Damn, that's sick.
Oh, well, that was who says Creighton is so weak against the zone? That was a beautiful possession.
Creighton. I don't know why people think. Creighton can't. I swear to God, it's like PTSD from Baylor.
It's literally all from the Baylor game. They just got
their zone plays is, oh God, that's ridiculous.
Kelvin, and a boy.
Like, seriously, how embarrassing of a possession is that?
He should get 2 turnovers. He should get 2 turnovers.
He should, right? He
got stripped, and it was an offensive foul.
And it was an offensive foul after the strip. It's like, good Lord.
Well, and that's 2 fouls by the 11-minute mark. Good job.
Look how clean that was, too. He didn't get any arm at all.
He was shocked. He looked down. He's like, oh shit, where's the ball?
Yeah, I remember being confused. Yeah, I don't remember being confused by he only had 2 turnovers at that point. Whatever. It's like, well, no, and then counting, I was like, oh wait, that was only 1 turnover, even though they both happened on the same possession. I was thinking the strip and the charge as separate plays. Even though
it was well, Ty stripped him. Kelvin took the charge. He had the turnover start the game. There should be at least 3. They're like, oh wait, no, that was the same play. And you're right. It does take a special talent to turn it over twice on the same play. That's Player of the Year stuff right there.
Well, yeah, Creighton's zone system is. I mean, they get such good looks against zones. It's crazy.
That was such a weak ass double team against Kelvin too on that last possession. And then Roden helped off and then left Mitch wide open in the corner. It's like what the
Roden left Mitch. Roden left Mitch like 4 times in this game. I was like, what are you doing?
Look at that D by Kelvin. Get out of here, Romaro Gill.
There's that nasty Steph Curry pull up right there.
God.
There's that nasty Steph Curry pull up.
Dude, Zagorowski was like on one at the end of the season.
Oh my God. He shot 90% from 3 at home in his last like 4 games.
No shit.
I mean, I think he was like 16 for 18 or 16 for 19 from 3.
Good God.
Because he was 7 for 7 against Thompson. I think he was 5 for 5 against Quincy in this game. I mean, he was just dirty.
He was. Yeah, he didn't miss from 3 in this game. I know that.
Yeah, but that's still, as soon as, remember we were talking about those positions, those signature moves or whatever, when we were talking about Steph's dribble pull up.
Yeah.
I remember instantly, when we were talking about that, I instantly remembered Marcus doing that to Quincy, and I sent that to you.
Dude, it's that transition. It's that like fast break dribble pull up where everybody's like trying to get back, and then like you see this look in their eyes when they see the guys pulling, and they're just like, oh no.
He first did it. He first did it to Luann Pipkins in Providence for the game winner because Pipkins was like, they were so worried about Ty and Marcus.
Yeah, they were trying to make sure Ty didn't get the ball.
Yeah, and then he just backed up way too much. Look at him size him up right here.
Here's the replay. Oh, Quincy. Oh, went too far. Sorry, Quincy.
And he turns around and tells him too. It's like
he was turning around and telling him all game. It was Marcus was talkative in this game.
Yeah, he was a bad man.
And that's what makes like Marcus so special as a scorer. His ability to be so smooth, transitioning from dribble into shot, all over whether it's the floater, it's the pull-up jumper, step back. Like he's just so smooth, able to get his shot off in kind of any situation.
And I think we should remind everybody too that he has not had an off-season of development yet. That's just ridiculous.
And he won't get one again, will he?
No, he'll get one this time.
He'll get most of one.
Well, like what? Depending on what that actually looks like.
Well, yeah.
And will anybody get an off-season of development?
Assuming he can find like a playground somewhere, he will get sort of an off-season of development.
Yeah. Well, I mean, based on what the governor of our great state said today, it sounds like we're gonna learn the hard way on this baby.
Which
we only got a week left.
Do you guys see the new directives and everything?
Yeah, no, like May 4th.
You're talking about this ages this video.
Look at this. Oh, watch this. Oh, this is a great sequence right here. Watch that.
Bang.
Oh, right back to him.
Yeah. So Ty denies the ball screen, goes baseline, flips it to Marcus, and then fills the corner. That's just disgusting.
Yeah, he does the Nash to Marcus where he like steps out of bounds and or like jumps out of bounds and throws the ball. Marcus drives back towards the middle, and then Ty fills for him. That was beautiful.
That's just chemistry you just can't simulate. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's like the Golden State stuff they were doing, like at the height of that, where that kind of dropping back from one guy to the next. Like you forget about the first guy because you're so worried about the guy with the ball, and then suddenly he's dropping off for another wide open three.
Oh, that was my favorite when Steph used to do that with Clay, and he would like dribble and then like just do that shovel pass and basically screen the guy at the same time back to Clay in the corner. Oh, so pretty.
Here you go.
I was saying we're gonna get the replay of it again.
Yeah, let's talk about that defensive play too, because
poor guy had no idea where to go.
Yeah, Roden's like, oh, this dude's shooting 80% from 3 his last 3 games. Oh shit, the guy behind me is really good. Damn it.
that last defensive possession, watching Tyshawn completely denied Mamu any space.
Yeah, shot clock going down. Yeah.
And that's the kind of shit that like it happens to Mamu, and he just starts getting more and more upset.
Mm-hmm. It's because he's 6'10" and he just got like shut down by a 6'4" guy.
Right.
By the way, Marcus just hit another 3.
Yeah, same corner for player.
In case anybody was counting.
12-2 scoring run.
Well, here's the thing. That's the thing that Creighton's going to have to be. That's what Creighton might struggle to replace next year is Ty's ability to guard up to 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know I did talk about Sharif's defense, but you guys made a good point that he is undersized. So it's like he can guard a 1 for sure, and maybe a 2. Maybe like a 6'4" or 6'5" college 2. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's gonna have to fall to Damian. Damian's got the tools for it. He's gonna have to like decide, hey, this is who I am now.
Well,
as a defender.
I think Denzel's got the capability of doing it too, because you'll see late in this game he does a good job when he switched on to Powell of staying down.
Yeah, I'm still
got good
trying to figure that
wingspan.
out with him, like he had obviously at the end of the Providence game he had that, although that was kind of given to him a little bit. Like he did well, but like I'm still not quite sure with the lateral quickness. He's strong enough to guard like bigger power wings.
I
have to put food to stay with quick.
I think
I agree with that. I think
he'll
bigger
be more like Kyrie and less like Ty, where he won't be as quick, but he'll be strong, physical, and he'll have a long wingspan to help him, get in passing lanes and whatnot.
I think Kyrie was way quicker. Kyrie was way quicker laterally than Denzel looks, though.
Yeah.
I don't see. I'm not saying he can't be, and maybe that's something he works on in the offseason here. Maybe that's something he gets a feedback from the NBA guys is like, hey, got to work on the lateral quickness so you can guard on the perimeter. Got to, work on some of the like ball handling, more guard-like skills, because he's had to play big for most of his college career. But I don't see him, at least of what we saw him last year, I don't see him having the lateral quickness to guard like threes necessarily, at least not quick ones. Whereas Damian Jefferson has all the tools you would want from a defender. He's got the super long arms. He's athletic. He's got the quickness. It's just, is he going to be able to do it? Like, that's the guy to me where if you're going to have a guy that turns into a lockdown defender at multiple positions, it's probably DJ just from a strictly tool standpoint.
And that is.
I just would bet on Denzel because of the wingspan. I think he can. You can recover. You can cover up lack of quickness with the ability to be, cover more ground with keeping your hands in places they shouldn't be.
For sure, but it's not like DJ has alligator arms out there.
No, that's fair, but I think DJ struggles with some of the game plan parts of defense
That's fair, but also that's one of the benefits of if you're locked onto, hey, you're locked onto this guy. I get there's still a lot of like team defensive schemes and stuff going on there too. But if you're like, hey, you're locked onto on the scorer today, you have fewer off-ball responsibilities typically than guys that are just part of the team mechanism. You know what I mean? If you're a supporting guy, like if he's out there supporting Tyshawn, he's got more responsibilities in terms of things to remember and things to like read than Tyshawn, who's like, hey, just stick on Powell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a completely different mindset as a 6'5" guy where he knows he's going to be battling with bigs and fours like all game long, to suddenly kind of and taking on that mindset. Like, all right, I got to battle each position or each possession for position and not to give up rebounds and all that kind of stuff too. Now you're out on the perimeter defending ball handlers. You're chasing guys around screens. It's like so completely different that I think he's got the ability to do it, the physical ability, but it's definitely going to take some adjustment for him to kind of go with what Creighton has asked him to do the last couple of years. And now, because it will be interesting to see defensively, it might be kind of more of a game-to-game matchup depending on, but how they do defend with Denzel and Damian, both out there on the floor at the same time, because you're going to have to make decisions because you're going to put Mitch and Marcus on kind of the lesser perimeter threats as much as you can.
For sure.
So
and you've got like I know Howard's gone, but like a guy like Howard, Sharif, like I'm totally good with, right? Yeah. Like he's the type of guy that's the type of guy Sharif can absolutely handle in terms of like size and physical abilities. But you get to a guy, whether it's Powell, who's a little bit bigger, or some of the other guys that he just can't deal with.
Watch Mamu there. How many claps? Like after
he's still clapping. He was clapping for like the entire time.
Joe counted 14 claps.
Wow.
Dude, doesn't he hit that same shot later in the game and DJ just claps at him the entire time?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see in the second half about the same point in the game clock is when DJ goes in and scores and gives the too small symbol.
That's like what?
I remember that.
To look forward to in the second half.
Yeah.
Jacob just turned to me and he goes, "Did he just say he's too small?"
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people caught that in the moment because I don't know that. I think you're looking at the ball going through the rim or whatever. But I was like, "No, is that what he just did?"
He did.
I saw him do it, and it just didn't like connect to me like what he was saying.
When you're watching it back, when we get to that point, when he does that, watch when they're back on defense. They are just talking to each other the whole time. Because DJ let him know, like Jacob said, he really did that, and then Mamu was not happy.
Yeah, I saw him do the thing with the hand to the floor, and I was like, what is he doing? And Jacob's like, I think he just told him he was too small.
Wow.
He really
But
did.
that's the thing. It's those little things built up to the skirmish at the end there. It was a long time coming.
Yeah, it was 35 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. It's a miracle they didn't throw hands like halfway through the first half.
Well, and you saw like with Mamu, like it was getting to his teammates, his coaches. Like he just doesn't seem like he's a fun guy to be around. The refs obviously hate him.
Mamu seems like a
talented player.
Hang.
Didn't you say you saw Powell and Willard like getting after it in one of these huddles here?
That was early on. I think it happened at different points, but like one of the like first or second possessions when he told him to slow it down, he's like threw his arms up, like really, like we're gonna do this, like he wanted to just be let off the leash and go, but he's like, no, slow it down, we're not running.
Yeah, when Powell gets let off the leash, he goes 6 for 28. So maybe relax, my guy.
And I don't know if you saw in that last huddle, but Powell was completely on the outskirts and was just, I mean, he was like watching the video board and watching the other side of the court. He was completely disengaged.
That's the third Seton Hall shot that's been missed by at least 3 feet. Holy unbelievable.
We need to talk about that graphic though, with Ty, Marcus, and Mitch all being above 40% at this point. Like the NCAA moved the 3-point line back, and it didn't matter. All it did was widen the gap between Creighton's already great shooters and all of the average to below average shooters that were benefiting from this.
Well, basically, Creighton was like, "Oh, we have more space now. Sweet." Great shot, Mamu.
Nice way to drop back iron on that one. What a pass! What a pass!
That's a dime. How is that not an and one?
I know.
How is that not an and one?
Look at those shoulders,
dude. You gotta flex into a weight room on him.
He seriously is like Adrian Peterson in a basketball jersey.
Dude, honestly,
truck.
Dude, Denzel should grow a mustache. Like he would look so good with like an 80s, like late 70s, early 80s era thick mustache with his
Lord tie. Look at that. Oh. Slide your feet, stay in position, dude runs you over, easy call every time.
Reynolds, you're not gonna get any help, my guy.
Look at that. He's even behind it first, and he's just like slides his feet, gets him back underneath him. Boom.
Squares him up. Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? I'm not allowed to do that?
Wait, what? We can't do that? Run over people?
Like Willard, he had to have been coaching not to lose.
Well, I mean, yeah. When they come out in zone, they're coaching to keep Gil on the floor.
Right.
Slowing the game down is definitely like we can't let Creighton get into a trap.
I mean, I don't know if he's coaching just not to lose. I just don't think he had any answers. Like I don't know how good of a coach he is. Like, if I'm being honest.
Wow, that's a really.
I mean, I feel like you're always being honest. Is whether you're right or wrong is the question.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I'm saying like when presented with a challenge, because there's some coaches in this league that I think are just bad coaches.
Bullshit.
I think he had a lot of that. He was hot for most of the game, and I think that's part of his problem is. Like he's so intense on the bench. I think a lot of the players kind of pucker, like they get the like tight holes because of him.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that, but I don't think he's a bad coach. I think he's a average to above average.
Actually, last year when they did the all access game at Butler and him and Laval Jordan were mic'd up or whatever, I guess he was dialing down his intensity, and the players apparently said they hated it. One of the Fox execs was here for the Creighton mic'd up game. They're like, yeah. Seton Hall said they want to be motherfucked constantly, otherwise they don't play well. So
that's a good mentality to be in as a basketball player. If you can't function unless you're just getting verbally abused by your basketball coach, like that's probably a good headspace to be in.
I can't focus unless he's insulting my entire family.
Unless he just is challenging my manhood on a constant basis. Like, that guy's got a good internal motor, obviously.
I don't know what Denzel's doing there, giving a knee-high bounce pass to Christian Bishop.
I think he's trying to get Christian a dunk.
Yeah, he's trying to get buckets. But
in
going
traffic.
back to what I was saying about Willard, I think he just, when Creighton presents the challenges that it does, I just don't think he's capable as a coach of finding answers for it. Besides, like, maybe we try and slow him down.
Yeah.
And again, there's not very many coaches.
Oh,
What happened,
man.
Mamu?
What was the worst reverse jam I've ever seen?
I don't know if that counts as a jam. Like, I get
Yeah,
that he's the rim, but like,
What does it count as? It went in.
It's a layup.
That's like in middle school when guys like put the ball over the rim and then like grab it on the way down and be like, "Oh, I dunked it." It's like, no, that's a 13-year-old dunk. Get out of here.
It was good help by Christian there to get a hand up on Powell.
Yeah.
But Ty is just all over this dude.
Yeah, you can see like at a certain point where Ty has kind of just like broken the will of Miles Powell. And he's like, I don't know, maybe I'll take another bad three. I don't, what am I supposed to do here?
Well,
Yeah.
that's as impressive as
Here,
the
doesn't he?
50 points is that he only took 13 shots. Like we talked about how many, like 3 or 4 times he went to go shoot and realized he couldn't
Yeah.
because, but there's so many, like 13 shots for him in a game like this of this magnitude, like that's as impressive defensively as the holding him to 7 points below his average or whatever. And that's
And you see Mitch get switched onto him and he immediately shoots the ball.
Yeah.
They showed the replay of the dunk.
Again, it's not a dunk.
We need to use air quotes around dunk. Like that's
He missed the dunk. It's a made field goal, but he missed.
Yeah,
the dunk.
there's a dunk right there.
that's
Yeah.
a dunk.
See, that was a big good bit of replay there, is putting them side to side so you can see what a real dunk looks like.
Yeah, they're like, this is an embarrassing effort that is not a dunk, and then this is what happens when somebody actually dunks a basketball and steals a human soul.
It's funny that they showed them both too, because like they were trying to get back at each other. They're like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna show Mamu dunking on DJ, then show DJ dunking on Mamu. And it's like only one of those dudes really got dunked.
That's accurate. Yeah.
Only one of those dudes got punched on and posterized, but good try.
I think that's correct. Yeah, I think that's accurate.
What is that?
I think those are wolves.
I know.
Coyotes, maybe.
What?
Coyotes.
Coyote? Have you ever seen a coyote?
I'm pretty
You
sure
never
my
seen that
dog
before?
is a quarter coyote.
That's definitely not a coyote, bro.
Those are wolves. Look
Yeah.
how big
Those things would eat like 6 coyotes. One of them.
That's true. Coyotes are very small.
Yes.
No, apparently in the commercial, the groom was raised by wolves. That's his family.
Oh, I got you.
Gotcha.
Thanks for the help on that one.
Do you have audio on? I don't have audio on.
Yeah.
No, but I see that commercial way too often.
Oh,
I hate
okay.
that commercials.
I don't understand what they're doing here, running on the wheels.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that was
definitely
weird.
wasn't expecting to have commercials, but now I'm like stuck in trying to analyze them as I watch them.
Yeah,
as I
guys,
watch
we
them
can
without
take a
sound, I'm
break
like
here.
trying to narrate them for them.
I thought that was Tina Fey in that Marriott commercial.
It's like, oh, how the mighty have fallen. Tina, what happened to you? This isn't the glamorous voiceover work that we're used to.
Do you guys still get residual checks for 30 Rock?
Wait, doesn't she? She's in an insurance commercial, isn't she?
Yep. Which one is it? Allstate or one of the insurance?
Yeah, it's the Mayhem ones, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yep.
Or Allstate. Yeah, I think it's Allstate.
Yeah, where she's in the car with the dog.
Yeah.
And then Mayhem guy plays her mother-in-law, I guess.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh boy, at the half. Did Georgetown beat Villanova? No.
No, I mean they did. They did though, because that goaltending call was nonsense.
Wow, pretty tight up at the top of the Big East leaderboard there.
Mhm.
Just toit.
I still love how Providence like salvaged 12-6, and then like people were like on the broadcast like, "Oh man, Ed Cooley should be coach of the year." It's like, what are you smoking?
The non-conference.
They had a
guys, too,
senior-laden team that absolutely went into the tank as soon as the year started, and they, salvaged the second half of the year. Do you think that's a coach of the year performance? Like, come on.
It's like if
I love Ed Cooley, but that's ridiculous that he was even.
it's like if somebody were to like poop in the bed and then they do a decent job of cleaning it up so you don't smell it anymore, but you still see the stains. That was Providence's season. They came in, they immediately pooped. They wiped it up the best they could, but those stains were there forever.
I actually think they got the stains out. It's the smell that didn't go away. It's like they still
one or
lost,
the other. Like one, you were
still
able
lost
to
the
get
college.
rid of.
Every time you open their resume up, it's like, what is that smell? Oh, there's College of Charleston. There's Long. There's a 30-point loss to a Florida team that wouldn't make the field.
Is that Penn I smell?
Is that a 20-point home loss? Is that a 20-point loss to Northwestern? What is that?
I feel like we might have just peaked and it's not even halftime yet. Like I have a hard time thinking that we're going to be able to top that analogy in the second half.
That's pretty good.
Oh, don't worry. I've got plenty of Miles Powell fuel for the end of the game here.
But for real though, I remember watching that Northwestern game. They were down 20 to Northwestern, and Northwestern was hot garbage.
Dude, probably
absolutely awful.
So bad at the start.
So I don't want to hear no one who's down 20 to Northwestern is a Coach of the Year candidate in any league.
I'm not 100%
good possession.
Yes, that was a very good possession.
Simple plays, wide open shot. And here we go. Looking back at coach, run down the clock.
That's why McKnight had to handle the ball, because Powell would have just blown a gasket if he made him do that every possession. There's another one. That's two. Yep. That's two. I'm counting that as a missed shot, just so everybody knows. I've got him at 6 for 15 on the game now.
Well, Merrill Gill elbow jumper. That is.
Oh, so you want to know a really fun one, like in terms of like stat keeping or whatnot? Marquette, when they played at Marquette this year, and Ty forced that like Howard to miss bad off like the backboard or whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't hit rim when he did that, so it went down as a shot clock violation, and it didn't count as a shot attempt. I'm like, nah, that counted.
I'm glad Tyshawn getting shoved out of bounds there wasn't called a foul. That's
yeah,
good,
me too.
Good stuff.
I'm glad they're keeping things fair.
That's when people are like, I really miss that 80s basketball. I'm like, no, you don't. That's garbage.
Yeah, Ty was pretty cool.
I miss some things about 80s basketball.
Well, listen, there was a period in the 80s, basically until the Bad Boys, where basketball was really entertaining with the Lakers and Celtics.
Right.
But then you kind of went into this depth of despair where people are like, oh, if you just beat the shit out of really talented players because you're not as good, the refs are going to let that happen, and that's how we're going to win for a while. That's not fun.
Do you think we'll ever see a regulation college basketball game where one team doesn't miss a single shot for the entire game?
No.
No.
Jesus.
Why not?
Oh, God.
I think
your best watch warm-ups.
I think your best chance of that was pre-shot clock era, where there were 3 attempts a game.
Right. Well, I thought about that, and I was like, it probably happened before, where they've taken 10 shots and that's it, and they just played 4 corners the rest of the game.
Yeah. Well, they just because a lot of those they would play, those super early games where they're basically not shooting the ball unless they're directly under the basket, but.
Well, if you got a 6-point lead in the first minute of the game, you can hold the clock. You can run the clock out.
Ball game. That's what I hate the most about overtime in Nebraska high school basketball. There's some teams that'll just hold that shit for 4 minutes.
Speaking of Nebraska high school basketball, is anyone friends with Noah North's coach before we start this segment?
Yeah, Tim Cannon.
Because good God, how do you blow that big of a lead without a shot clock?
Good God, how do you blow that big of a lead with 4 Division I players and no shot clock?
4 D1s and no shot clock, and that thing just went away.
It's officially 4 D1s now, Jacob. I saw St. Thomas got the UNO offer.
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
That was crazy. I was like, wait a second.
Also, how the fuck do you have a 6'9" guy going to Stanford that's skilled and he touches the ball 4 times a game?
Yeah, and all you have him doing is popping out in the corner whenever your stud's not there.
He had so many talented teams at Bryan, and they never did anything.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've said
Bryan used to have some dudes when I was in school. They used to have some studs.
I said for the last 2 years that just was not a well-coached team, and I think the second half of the state championship game proved that as much as anything.
Jacob is not commenting for a reason, I think, right now.
Correct.
To be clear, I don't know anything about him as a person. I'm sure he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a nice guy and everything. I just question the motive of it.
I have a hard time. Especially, this is freaking Nebraska, man. This isn't like California or Florida where everybody's got 4 D1 guys.
Yeah.
If you have 4 D1 guys in Nebraska, you would have led the state in Division I recruits for like the entire state for a good part of the early 2000s. Like there were not 4 Division I guys in the entire state for much of the first 10 years of the century, and he had all of them on one team and couldn't figure out a way to win there.
Oh, we're skipping halftime. By the way,
Are we skipping halftime?
When I was in high school, we had a thing called the starting 5, which was basically just 5 students who would dress as like in retro Brian basketball jerseys.
Nice.
And I got to be Tim Cannon, so I had a clipboard and I wore a sweater vest. I might be responsible for everything that's happened to Tim Cannon since.
Did you break him? Did you break?
I might have cursed him.
I mean, we can do it.
Oh man, I'm sure he doesn't listen to the podcast.
And if he does, he'll be like, "They're right."
Everyone's still got commercials going, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It looked like I saw them like scroll forward.
I'm rocking a SoFi
Yep.
Yeah.
Guy in the red shirt.
Yeah, I was confused when he was like, "Yo, we're skipping commercials." Like, wait, what?
No,
He said we're skipping halftime.
Halftime, right? Yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah. I definitely saw a cursor move the bar on the bottom forward on whatever software Creighton used in order to record this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I missed it. Was not paying attention.
I wasn't either.
I was trying to withhold comment.
Alex always has an eye on government officials and what they're doing.
It's true.
Gotta watch out for the deep state, man.
Something that Tim Cannon has only made a couple times in his career. Wait, you said deep state run, right?
Why is this guy with rabies brushing his teeth right now?
I think that's toothpaste residual.
Oh,
He's got to practice hygiene.
fair.
Oh,
I see what Alex is talking about.
Yep.
I couldn't tell if that was my TV doing that or if that was the broadcast.
No, your TV doing that'll be like the 3 circles, rings, whatever.
I don't know what that means.
You'll know it if it happens.
Isn't it 5 rings?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's the Olympic thing.
3 rings is the circus, so that seems appropriate for this occasion. Hey, everybody, that's my cat.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
What's the kitty's name?
Kit Kat.
It's called Kitty Cat?
Well, I just always call it Kit Kat, and so that's basically his name.
Gotcha.
He doesn't have a real name. I just call him Kit Kat.
That's fair.
All right.
only
you guys
dogs
can-
get real names.
Yeah, basically. I like the cat, though. I like him a lot. He's pretty cool, but I don't know. I don't know how to name cats. Nothing seemed appropriate, so Kit Kat it was.
Yeah, my best friend used to have a cat that we like called Kitty really fast. So it was like Kiki. It's like Kiki. And
Just call him Kit Kat.
so it just responds to it. That's what it responds to.
I mean, cats don't really respond to things anyway. Like, they don't become what you call them for the most part.
All the cats I've owned have had personalities.
No, they have personalities, but like, if I say Roggy, he's running into the room as soon as I say it. Where if I say Kit Kat, like, it might look at me and be like, "No, I'm good, bro."
Yeah, because he's like an adult.
Yeah, Roggy's like my lovable little child.
Right, always. Dogs are always like children.
Yes, and I like that about them, but I don't like children, so it's weird.
Yeah, it is
3
strange.
of 9 free throw shooting in the first half, and it's actually 3 of 10, including DJ's extra miss. Like, that's real high level stuff there for a big game here between 2 teams.
Let's see how it shakes out. I don't know. I think it's going to be too much for Creighton to overcome.
You know, the missed free throws might be an issue.
Alex is trying to act like he doesn't know what happens. I'm not even.
I wonder if they've ever tried like just locking these guys in a gym until they start making their free throws.
It's a really good solution.
You know, I think it has. I'm sure it's never occurred to anyone that A, that's not legal, and it's called false imprisonment. That's actually a felony. And B, I'm sure it's not a reps issue.
Oh yeah, Mamu off the dribble.
That's really good.
3.
That's really good. That's really good offense right there.
That's always
See,
what
that
you
would've
want.
That would have been a
Mamu's
great
the shot
opportunity.
clock.
I don't even think the ball got past the FNBO logo until Mamu was about to shoot it.
I'm sure he yelled like cash as he let that thing go too. Like
Right.
he thought that was good. And it wasn't even close.
Damn, that's tough.
That is such, yeah.
That's nasty.
Yeah, and that's why people like Powell, but they
That's
only
why I
show the
loved him
highlight-
last year because he did that stuff and he shot normal from three. So it's like, damn, he's a baller.
Yeah, but then it's like, oh, maybe that was an aberration.
Look at that. Oh, Christian, you got to finish that shit.
Yeah, you really do.
But that's two wide open looks. Creighton got off the zone right there, bro.
Yep.
He's like, oh, I'm cooking. I made that hard one. Oh, no, I'm a 28% three-point shooter. Not cooking. I burned that shit in the microwave. Oh, no.
I think his best game of the year was when he lit up like Puerto Rico or something.
Quincy McKnight with the fancy footwork there.
Yeah, this is a nasty
It's
shot.
more like Aaron Thompson there trying to put the team on his back.
That's what Butler's gonna be next year.
Oh my goodness.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about their roster the other day. I'm like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't know how
Christian David will remember people thought he was good at basketball once.
Well, no, he
He's gonna miss half the year.
Yeah,
Is
he
he
tore his
still?
ACL.
Towards ACL.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
He's not going to be ready, but look at that
There's
hustle.
Ty stripping Powell and all
Look
that.
at that hustle. Oh, that's a free bucket.
But there's no way he's going to make any money playing professional basketball.
Who, Ty?
Yeah.
I was like, are we talking about Christian Davis?
I thought you meant Christian David, and I was like, I mean, I don't.
I'm like, yeah, he
don't
probably
know.
won't. I don't know, maybe.
Well, I mean, tearing your ACL, yeah, it's kind of tough.
No, yeah,
I
mean, worst case scenario, he's gonna make Marcus Foster money.
Yeah, I think Marcus Foster's plenty happy with the money he's making.
Oh, I think I would be happy with the money Marcus Foster.
Ooh, shit.
Marcus Foster got out of the summer league, and they were like, "Hey, we can pay you like 5 figures for the G League," and he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna go make like 500,000 in China."
Yeah.
Did you see Christian put his entire groin in Quincy McKnight's face?
Hey, good shot, Miles.
Oh. Everybody's hero. I love how easy offense comes for Creighton. They're not even stressed out right now.
Yeah.
They're playing one of the best.
Maybe
Playing one of the
Christian
best
was there for a
defensive teams
second.
They're playing one of the best defensive teams in the country, and they're just like, we got this.
That
Jesus.
is
That's a filthy shot. Like that's not
ridiculous.
fair. You can't catch a ball that dirty and make
Oh,
a
he's starting to talk. So
How
here's
does
the
he
thing.
catch that thing? Like,
Since
forget
we're
everything.
in the second half now, like before Creighton got the ball to start the second half, Marcus like rapped an entire song.
what?
Like he was sitting. I swear to God, he was like psycho. He was standing there like right around the logo, waiting for the inbounds or whatever, and he was just rapping. And I think Quincy McKnight's like standing like kind of like 3 feet away from him or whatever, and it's just like he looks insane. But he did it after a timeout too, like right before an inbounds. Like he was just supremely in the zone. And then every time he got a bucket on Quincy, he talked shit.
At least Miles is working really hard to get open right now.
Got your cookies, Quincy.
I like how like McKnight's one of the best defensive point guards in the league, and you've got twice now where
Lit him
Marcus
up.
has straight up locked him up and taken the ball away from him, all while scoring 30 points on his head. It's like, yeah, you and I are not the same.
Which is crazy too, because I thought Quincy had a really good year. I thought he had,
How did he catch that? Yeah, no, Quincy was a lot better than I thought he was going to be. Like,
Yeah.
My problem with the Seton Hall team is it just goes back to that game against Nebraska in Lincoln, where they got destroyed by the Huskers, and so that always flashes from my eyes because they were absolute garbage in that game, and it's the same personnel. So like, it was hard for me to kind of reconcile the fact that wait, they're actually good now after seeing that game.
and they after that they beat Kentucky and Maryland. Like they were pretty good that non-con.
My problem is I watch Miles Powell play basketball, and I want to burn their entire campus to the ground.
Dude, Powell was good last year. I don't know why you hate.
Listen, even though he was good
He had like
last year,
29 in the first half against Georgetown.
I still hate the way he plays basketball. Like, I'm not denying he's talented. He was dog shit this year.
No, he was.
The fact that he was dog shit and I hate the way he plays basketball just makes it even better.
Dude, Roden's a fucking good player sometimes.
No, I like him.
Yeah, sometimes that's kind of the key there. It's like it's gonna be nice for them last year if he can get a little bit of or for next year if he can get a little bit of consistency.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got some tools for sure. Long.
Ooh, that was a bad call.
Well, since he no longer plays with Miles Powell, he'll probably touch the ball more than every 35 minutes of real time. So
You would hope
Yeah,
so.
that'll help. But
should be
that was such a bad call. But he timed that thing perfectly. His hands are so good. His timing.
yeah, that's a
Max let him know too.
that's a faux Big East Player of the Year call right there. I think my wife was just outside planting a tree.
A whole tree.
Well, like a sapling.
Nice.
I'm just looking outside the window here, and she's out there with like a shovel, and now there's a tree standing up. So I think she planted a tree.
Maybe she's burying a dead body.
Not mine. I don't care.
I mean, but it was like Thursday last week or something, right?
A few weeks, 3 weeks ago, like two and a half weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Arbor Day was like yesterday, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
I have
Arbor
no-
Day's today.
I have no. Oh, mate, that's really.
Arbor Day is today.
appropriate, then.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so.
I know I wasn't crazy, Robbie. What are you talking about 3 weeks ago?
What? Oh, I thought you said her birthday was 3 weeks ago.
No, I said Earth Day.
I thought you said Arbor Day. I was like, I thought you said her birthday was like last week, and I was like, no, I don't know why you know when her birthday is, but very thoughtful, I guess. I don't know if I had like said something in the group chat where like I can't do it, or I don't know.
I was gonna say I know like the time from the concept of time is kind of like slipping away from us now as we're over a month into quarantine, but it's like I don't think it was that long ago.
Dude, I love quarantine.
See, I don't get quarantined. I still have to go to work. You know what the best part is? Is that on Earth Day, I cut down a 32-year-old tree.
Nice. You're sick.
I did the complete opposite of what you're supposed to do.
Well, and Natasha just planted a tree, so we're even. We're good.
All right, good.
Balance.
I don't think that's how that works out. But
I'm
No,
almost
I don't think
positive that's how that works. Oh, we just have an XFL commercial, so that's RIP.
Dude, I
Yeah,
can't wait for
John
next.
Cena.
Wait, what? I can't wait for next season.
Alex,
Big
that's
defenders.
bad
fan.
bad
Do I
news
have
for you.
to?
You're gonna wait whether you like it or not. So.
They canceled it, Alex. I don't.
No.
Does anybody call you Al?
Yeah, my dad does.
Does he?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because I have another friend named Alex that I basically only call Al, and I almost called you Al, and I was like, I wonder if that's like a pet peeve.
Everybody
I
calls him Black.
I thought Al's were Allen.
No, Al can be anything.
Yeah.
Alabaster.
The American League.
Yeah, Al.
What?
The angel from Angels in the
I
Outfield.
have never
Al.
heard someone call the American League Al.
Wait, really?
So if you pronounce AL, how do you pronounce the NL?
No,
Yeah, right.
obviously.
Because they're null and void because they haven't won a World Series. Oh wait, no, they won one last year.
Shoot.
Anybody call you Lex?
No, I haven't got that one yet.
It's because it's a
I mean-
girl's name.
Yeah, and our governor looks a lot more like a Lex Luthor. Am I right, fellas?
Wait, are you full name? So you're like a full name like Alexander?
Yes.
Does anybody call you Xander?
That has never happened to me before in my entire life.
You should start going by Xander.
Kelvin Jones says, "Get that shit out of my house, Romaro Gill."
Creighton only has 2 turnovers 25 minutes into the game.
Is that good? I think that's good.
I feel like that's really good, especially against a team like Seton Hall.
Do you think that in lieu of playing professional basketball, Romaro Gill should open up a restaurant called Romero's Grill?
No,
No.
Romaro's Grill, absolutely, 100%.
not in this economy.
Dude, what are you talking about? He can get a small business loan in 6 minutes.
Well, he can apply for one in like 6 minutes. The check will come in like 3 years.
Right, yeah, exactly.
We'll be getting our stimulus checks in 2023 when we've been evicted for, 28 months.
Have all of you guys received your stimulus checks?
Nope.
My wife got hers. I haven't got mine yet.
Dude, what the fuck, Matt? Did you get yours?
No.
God. It's a conspiracy against the 4 of us.
I mean, I think we're part of the 90% though.
What's the 90%?
Of
That haven't
people
received
got
that.
their checks yet.
The 90% that haven't received their stimulus checks.
Hey,
There's Mitch. There he is.
first points of the season against Seton Hall. 41-39.
Crazy. That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy that Creighton played, 65 minutes of basketball without Mitch Ballock scoring, and we're winning all of those, cumulatively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's 3. I'm counting that as 3. He was going up for that shot.
Ooh,
No, it wasn't. That was a pass the whole way.
Kelvin died.
Yeah, that happened, unfortunately. Let's move on because
That pass by Marcus was nasty.
Boom.
Dude, that's also a sick shot because he's just drifting. You know how hard it is to
Yeah,
keep that ball on line when you're just drifting like that?
but that pass by Marcus was insane.
Oh, yeah, it was filthy.
He's feeling good. Mom and dad are here. His aunt. They gave me a little lesson on how to pronounce their name this morning. That was the big mid-season controversy. Ballock.
Ty just all over this dude, not letting him go.
Oh,
Feels
good
like a
shot,
travel
dude.
mamu.
There's the fight Kelvin
Yeah.
stopped over something that was totally his fault.
Kelvin's like, I'm never coming to Romero's Grill ever again.
The chicken's always dry, you piece of shit.
You even know what cumin is, you fucking asshole? Use it sometime.
Jeez.
I don't know. From my perspective, Romero's got him in a headlock and pulls him to the ground. Flagrant on Romero Gill. Get out of here.
I feel like your eyes don't work.
I feel like you are a Creighton hater. Knock it off.
I'm not a Creighton hater. You just clearly hooked him.
Yeah,
And
Romero Gill.
then he hit his head on the court and got
Jones
mad.
is.
When he hit his head on the court and got mad, but he had no one to get mad at except for Gill was right there, so he just got mad at Gill.
Yeah, because Gill threw him to the ground.
Do you think that aggression is enough alone for the Church of the Latter-day Saints to kick Kelvin Jones out of the church? Excommunicate him completely?
Maybe. Definitely.
I think he should be mad at Mamu for putting up such a brick to cause that whole shit show.
That's fair.
Well, see, the problem there was that it started because Gill kind of gave him the shove to get position in the first place. That was when it started, and then he got his arm kind of stuck in there. But
Flagrants. Get out of here. Just like I said, Romero started everything.
Including his own small business.
Including Romero's Grill. Happy hour, weeknights from 6 to 7.
Yeah, that was a dreadful shot, wasn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
He's like
missed
fading away
it.
from 6 feet and he barely gets rimmed.
Yeah, he barely draws iron, which is hard to do. It is hard to do to not draw iron from that range.
From that range.
Why didn't Gill just put his hands up in the air and wave him like he just didn't care? So
because Kelvin had hold of one of them for one.
and then Kelvin, I think, is clumsy and tripped and pulled him down with him.
Kelvin does fall
Kelvin
down.
I think Kelvin hit his own head on the ground and got mad, and then that's what led to this.
okay, if we see Seton Hall's huddle again, I want to point out one assistant coach that looks like the guy from Ferris Bueller. That guy, he's got his back turned. He looks like principal from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I know who it is.
Big time.
He filled in for Willard when he was serving that 2-game suspension.
You see Lou's face when he heard the news there. He could not believe it.
Oh God, he hits his head so hard.
Dare you make me bleed my own blood?
Doesn't he clang these? I can't remember.
He hits one of them.
Clangs the first one, though, I think, doesn't he? Only one way to find out.
No,
Nope,
black.
that's the first one.
Bottom of the net.
That was. The ball did lie there.
So this is a Creighton got a 3-point lead and had the ball going the other way. Now Seton Hall with one more free throw from Romaro Gill, and then
Max seems unconcerned. I like that.
it almost made it worse than
There it is.
Oh, there we go.
He didn't really clang it. I mean, he missed, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, he rattled it.
He's definitely shot worse.
You guys,
Yeah,
are like,
I mean-
you guys are like a second behind me, so I think we're lagging a little bit.
It's okay. We'll push
But I
through.
think, yeah, we'll,
Either that or you press play on 1 instead of go like a jerk.
very, very,
Wait,
very,
did we count down or did we count up? I forgot.
I pressed play on 0
One or
4
two?
just to stay ahead of the game. Oh, and there's the makeup call.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I said that live.
That was like the most. That was like the most
100%
legit.
makeup call.
That was like the most legit screen Gil had sent all game, and they're like, nope.
It might have been the only legit screen that he sent all game. It's like, we missed the push off, but we can't go back and call the push that made Kelvin mad in the first place. So we'll get you next time.
Yeah, he was moving all over the place.
You always love when a referee comes off of a review. You're like, who's he gonna pick on this next play? Right? Someone's gonna call. They're probably like going over the box score, like, hey, who's got 2 right now and not 3?
What's the final score of this game?
77-60.
Oh, man. Why'd you ruin it? Spoilers?
So they're going to score 35 points in the next 13 minutes.
Alex already tried to get that joke off, Jacob. We didn't let him know. So.
We'll buy into it, god damn it.
No, we know what
What if
happened.
this is the first video someone has ever seen before? And you spoiled the entire thing.
Whose horror movie door just opened right now?
It wasn't mine.
That was
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
It was really loud.
Alex is about to be murdered.
Yeah, someone's about to get killed on this Zoom call right now.
I need to get some WD-40 on my door.
I do like that little move that Christian just did. The little show him the ball. He didn't get anywhere, but
Yeah.
it was cute.
But no, the key is he kicked it back out. That's
Yeah.
the fine. You want to try to make a play and kick out after you draw the defender or get them moving or whatever. The problem is trying to shoot over a 7-footer when you gain no advantage, which he does quite often.
Christian sets 1,000,000 ball screens per possession. I'm totally fine with whenever he wants to go get his own.
That's what I was saying
Yeah,
earlier.
that is
You gotta let a player like that go off every now and then.
That's what I'm saying. It's like when Dennis Rodman used to occasionally shoot a 3-pointer. For the
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect.
They're like-
analogy.
They're like, oh, he gets 20 rebounds a game, so we'll probably just be cool with this. Like,
Just-
Mamu, why are you not guarding Denzel?
Jeez.
Mamu looks so sad.
Did you see him? He was still standing on the Jeep logo after the ball went in. Like, you pretend to close out.
Well, the funny thing about Mamu is like he's the only player on the floor right now who can't guard anybody else on the floor.
Dude, that's the best. That's my favorite part about these Seton Hall games is the level of frustration from Mamu from the fact that, like, no matter who he tries to guard, he's just going to get abused is
Yeah.
so much fun.
He's gonna give up as much as he gets.
And probably, like,
If
twice.
he's
Look at that.
lucky.
He's standing on the
Look at
Jeep
that.
logo still.
He is.
Body language.
He's in the paint for some reason, and he's like, "Wait, oops."
He's like, what do you mean my guy can shoot threes? They all can shoot threes, Mamu.
They're playing 5 out, bro. Get out there. The only time they come in here is when they're gonna dunk it or lay it in. So get out of the paint.
The Honda Pilot is great for family adventures.
Poor guy.
I'm just saying, as a bad defender myself, you have to make it look like you're closing out and making an effort.
Yeah.
Like, that's just at least pretend.
Well, if you're gonna gamble wrong, why would you gamble wrong inside?
Yeah, that feels like a mistake.
You know what I mean? Like, at least overplay the perimeter and get blown by, so you're only giving up 2 and not 3.
Yeah, we're just like, oh, I thought I got him, and then
Oh,
like,
dang
you
it,
start-
he's just faster than me. My
and
bad.
then you just start leaking out for the 3.
Mhm.
That's a classic Robbie Lula move.
But you can't pad your rebounding stats if you're not in the paint. That's what he's thinking.
Yeah, I never thought that.
Because when he goes for like 15 and 8, he's like, I got 8 boards, coach. Yeah, but you didn't guard anybody, man. They just missed open shots when you were supposed to be on them.
Do you guys see this sandwich on the screen right now?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a donut and a chicken tender.
Has anyone eaten it yet?
No.
No.
Why would I do that?
KFCs, I don't think are open.
You can
Like, I
still
don't-
go through drive.
No, they're open. Fast food joints are still open, I think.
I know a lot of them are. I drove. Maybe it was just after hours. I don't know what time anything is anymore.
Hmm.
Uh,
Gotta get to I-70
but I drove by one because there's the gas station right next to one near my house. I had to get gas, and it was completely shut down. But it might have been after. They might have just been closed for the day.
Yeah.
Because stuff has been closed.
They used to have like a sandwich or whatever that was like just 2 pieces of chicken and like cheese and bacon.
I think they still do. It's like 2 pieces of chicken and then like the cheese and stuff is in between it.
Yeah, right. that thing's bomb. I'm not gonna lie about that one. But I'm definitely not. I'm not eating the donut thing.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna try the donut thing.
Are you serious?
Oh, without a doubt.
I got to.
It's a donut with chicken tender in the middle.
Yes.
The point of the bread in a sandwich is to allow you to eat all the messy stuff without it like getting all over the place.
Yeah, I'm with Jacob on that one.
Yeah, but you're getting the sweet and the savory in one bite.
I'm taking the bullet.
I feel like, hold up though, you're kind of like manufacturing the sweet there because a donut is like a donut.
It's a glazed donut. It's
sugar.
It's
but it's
literally,
not. But it's like overly sweet. It's a dessert for crying out loud.
Yeah,
that's like saying I'm gonna eat a cheeseburger on a piece of cake and get my sweet and savory balance from the donut. That's why.
They actually make cheeseburgers on the donuts like that too, and they like grill the donut with the burger sometimes. It sounds pretty good. I want one pretty bad.
It's not.
I can't even.
Leave my donuts alone.
I'm gonna dry heat.
I'm not gonna leave your donuts alone. I'm gonna put them on delicious sandwiches.
Also, I'm gonna spend the rest of this commentary gagging.
Hold on, time out.
That's
said
probably really
donuts,
appealing audio.
You say donuts are a dessert?
Yeah, they're breakfast food.
The breakfast
item.
Get out of here.
But come on now. Is it a healthy breakfast item? Is it like a nutritious breakfast item, or is it like a gluttonous breakfast item?
I mean, listen, like a Chris sandwich isn't a healthy breakfast item either, but it's not a dessert.
That's part of like the benefit of breakfast is it's basically half dessert anyway, except socially acceptable to eat it at 9 in the morning.
Yeah, as close to dessert as I go for breakfast is like Fruity Pebbles.
What? Have you never had like a cinnamon roll for breakfast?
No, I have. I'm just saying I prefer, if I'm going to choose anything sweet, it's going to be Fruity Pebbles.
I was big on the off-brand, like the Fruity Dino Bites. I never actually bought Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was kind of always my second cereal beyond Cinnamon Toast Crunch if I wanted to mix it up a little bit.
Ooh, I do like some Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah,
the milk afterward is so good.
It's unquestionably the goat of breakfast cereals.
Well, I feel like you gotta try Fruity Pebbles, but I
don't know.
No, like I said, it's like I basically have. It's just called something different, and it's a strong number 2.
The good thing about
really
liked is it colors the milk and it makes it real sweet, so it's like good to drink afterwards too.
I really do, yeah. But have you had the Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk? The Cinnamon Toast Crunch milk is off the charts.
Oh, for sure, it's the best.
The
worst is mini wheats.
Oh yeah, it's just a paste.
Yeah, it's gross.
What? Mini wheats milk is good.
You basically have 5 minutes. You basically have 5 minutes the minute milk touches the first piece of cereal to eat mini wheats. Otherwise, it's all.
I mean, that's kind of how all cereal goes.
If you get a phone call in the middle of a mini wheats breakfast, you might as well just trash it.
I like how we're just like talking cereals to pass the time until
we're a minute away from game time here, so we're
like we're just kind of waiting now for the real show to start here. We've seen
I've always been a big.
It's gonna get super awesome with the commentary in about 60 seconds. So.
I've always been a big Fruit Loops guy.
I haven't been Fruit Loops. I never went to Fruit Loops.
I also really like Golden Grams.
Not bad. Golden Grams.
It's funny that before, like the greatest 9 minutes of basketball I've ever seen in my life, Tyshawn hits the backboard on a 3-pointer, like the side of a backboard on a 3-pointer, and now he's just about to hit like 4 of the biggest shots in Creighton history.
Yeah, he doesn't miss the 3 he misses in that segment or that set. Yeah, that whole stretch he just misses it a little long.
Yeah. But
if he only missed, he ruins what should have been a perfect stretch of basketball.
Yeah, they would have gone like 13 for 13.
Get out of here!
Yeah, it's straight up absurd. I'm pretty sure Roden hits a 3 here pretty soon to start it all off.
Yeah, because they go up 50-47. That's when it starts, and then Christian kicks it off with his and 1.
If you guys really want to know what started it all, is like Roden hit that 3, and then I went to take a bathroom break real quick, and then
number 2.
And as I was number 1,
He's already.
If you have number twos, you wait till the game's over.
I don't know, man. Sometimes, like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, you just gotta time your eating and diet properly. Like, don't
Well,
eat the Godfathers too early, otherwise it'll come through.
Yeah, some of those non-conference games, though, I think you could pretty much waste the entire second half in the back.
Yeah, when Longwood's coming to town, I'm gonna go ahead and drop that deuce.
Yep.
Yeah. But I was coming out of the tunnel as Christian was going up for the layup.
Mamu's so mad. He thinks he got fouled on that.
I know.
He thinks he gets fouled if you look at him the wrong way.
He does have a little bit of the Tim Duncan syndrome there.
Well, and he's got a great face for when he thinks he gets slighted on a call.
He's got a really punchable face.
He really does. Just mouth agape.
Yeah, just like the slack jawed, like just want to pop him right between the eyes. He's 6'10", so I'd have to jump, but
Robbie, I don't think jumping will help you get there for a guy 6'10".
no. Listen, I hit the backboard after the game. You remember that?
What?
I hit the backboard after the game. That's taller than 6'10".
All right, lock in, fellas.
Do you think Seton Hall thinks they have a game in the bag at this point?
Honestly, they have to feel pretty good. They just ripped off an 8-0 run in about 77 minutes because of the way they're playing. So
they certainly don't think they're about to get boat raced.
I love how they put Quincy on this dude and didn't think he was.
Oh, look at that step through.
Look at that flex.
That's
He basically
a great
turned around. He
step
basically
through.
turned around and saw a point guard on him. He goes, "Oh, I'm taking this."
How bad was that double?
Oh,
Like,
What's
ran
the
right
worst
by-
double
they try to. That's horrible.
Look how much space there is. Look how much
Yeah.
space there is between those guys.
He's basically just goes for the ball, which is like what? And then Quincy didn't think he fouled him, even though he got all arm and no ball.
Yeah, just slapped him straight up on the forearm.
So he gets
And
this
this-
play. Mac puts Denzel in, and here comes.
Here comes the avalanche.
Yeah, hell has been unleashed, and Seton Hall doesn't know it.
That's when you knew they were going to win, when he sank that free throw right there.
Yeah. And Seton Hall's still Seton Hall's got that like their small lineup in already. You know what I mean? Roden's playing the 3. Roden's playing the 4. Mamu's at the 5, and they're like, all right, we're good. But
Yeah, but their small lineup is bad, and our small lineup is good.
well, their small lineup is not as good as Creighton's small lineup. They're like, we got to match up. It's like, it doesn't really matter. That was good defense by Denzel right there,
Terrific defense.
and Mitch.
That was not terrific offense.
And there's Zagorowski all the way to the cup.
Oh! Slicing and dicing.
Yeah, he's gonna start talking now. Here he goes.
Oh
Here
yeah.
he goes. 'Cause You
There's
can't
just-
guard me. You can't guard me.
Look at
Floor
those
slap,
eyes.
floor-
Look
floor
at those.
slap.
That is some crazy MFR eyes he's got when he does that. He's like, let's go.
Look at him talking the whole time too. He's like, "Come on." He's even telling Powell, "Come on." You see that? You see him wave Powell on? He is like just talking nonstop shit to Quincy and Powell.
Incredible shots.
Oh,
selection,
and gets the
Miles.
board.
Yeah, and here he goes.
Incredible
Mitch,
shots.
there's Mitch's layup that I talked about all season, where he just goes in with the ball exposed and lays it in.
Yeah.
He's like, hey guys, you want this? Here's the ball. You want this? No, I'm gonna score.
He was so good at that in the offseason. He's like, it's finally broke that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
And
place.
now Kevin Willard's like, oh fuck.
I just
No,
love that.
right now he's like,
Yeah.
listen.
I mean, he euros Quincy and scores, and then he starts talking to Quincy like, "You can't guard me." And then Quincy gives Powell the ball, and he tells Powell to come on, let's do this. It's like,
Which is an incredible flex to egg on a guy that you are not guarding.
right? I mean, he's just like, let's go. But I'm telling you, it was like a whole game was brewing where Quincy and Powell were talking early, and Marcus and Ty were talking. And then DJ, all he had to do was like do one thing to Mom. Place.
Yeah. Well, that's coming up here shortly after this break, so keep your eyes out for that.
Yeah, the too small.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Have you seen it, Robbie?
The too small?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched the last 9 minutes of this game like 4 times.
4 times.
Anytime I'm just like a little bit sad, I'm like, let me go watch the last 9 minutes of Seton Hall.
Like legit, I've done that like a couple times.
It's just like a 10-minute antidepressant. And I'm good to go.
Mhm.
Nice.
Only pay for what you need. Only pay for what you need.
So wait, when does the too small thing happen?
7:23 mark.
Okay.
He bodies him inside and scores.
Yeah, he like
right to the floor.
Yeah, bodies him up and then gets a little like 8-footer to go, and then immediately just goes like down to the floor and like puts his hand about a foot off the ground. Says you're too small.
And then watch as they're on the way down because Mom was really mad about it too.
Oh yeah.
And he just claps in his face the whole time.
To be fair, Mamu always looks pretty mad.
But you need to here. I'm warning you right now. You need to watch Denzel when it happens because they switch. Like Mamu starts talking shit to DJ, but they switch, and he's still talking when Denzel's next to him, and Denzel like looks at him like, "Whoa." Like he wasn't expecting him to be saying what he was saying. It catches him off guard.
What'd you say about my mom? I didn't do anything to you.
Yeah, I know. Denzel's the one that makes the moment because he's like, "What the hell is this guy saying?"
Look at those fans. They're just going wild.
What a great student section Creighton has.
Really?
Really?
Did you really mean that?
Did they have a great student section?
I think Zagorowski was the unsung hero of this game.
Unsung. Just Ty locked up Miles Powell and dropped threes in all their faces every other game.
I don't think you understand what I'm doing here, but it's okay.
I don't think you understand. Tyshawn Alexander is the unsung hero of this game.
I don't think you get the bit.
You play the 3 and D. I don't think you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, you're both doing the same exact thing with different.
I know.
players.
Thank you. Jacob understands.
It's great defense right
We're having a debate over two guys who don't belong in the unsung hero.
The only guys that belong on the unsung hero list. I think the worst call of the game was the Romaro Gill flagrant, or the Kelvin Jones flagrant.
And they could have defended that better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But you got to give them hope before you take it away. So
That's true. Play with your food a little bit.
yeah, exactly. All right, here comes DJ body.
You can tell Jacob's a cat owner.
At one point.
Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. I like how he's
Oh yeah.
All right. Watch Denzel. Watch Denzel. See how Mom was talking to DJ? DJ claps and Denzel's like, "What?"
I can't believe you said that to him.
I know.
Denzel was like, I was not involved with what y'all got going on right now.
He's like, "Whoa, man, I didn't do anything."
No, that seems aggressive.
bit too aggressive of a close out there by Ty.
Yeah, he goes flying into the bench there.
Dude, DJ's got Mom rattled.
Oh, yeah.
Super rattled.
It's funny because this is still a 2-point game. Like, Seton Hall still thinks they're in this because they are.
Guys, we can still do this.
Oh, yeah, here he goes.
Yeah.
Here comes a floor slap. Ready?
Yep.
Here comes a floor slap. Oh, it's not that. He does it. He does slap the floor in front of Quincy one of these times.
Oh, wow, he missed that? Huh.
Blow by, buddy.
Oh,
Oops.
Bang.
Good D, Miles. Good D.
I'm just going to go right by you here real quick.
It would have been great if Tyshawn did the "you're too small" thing to him again.
So here comes the Tyshawn.
Here it is. Yeah, here it is.
Going nuts.
Yep.
Dude, that defense from Powell was right off of the James Harden defensive highlight reel.
Cash.
That's so tough going left, shooting back right across
Seriously,
the
I
body.
know.
Yeah, that's a stupid hard shot.
Like that thing with like Mitch and Marcus especially, like what makes them so elite as shooters is the degree of difficulty they can hit, the different ways, the different angles, and like you talked about the drifting on Mitch's shot.
Dude, Mitch does that so much with the drifting. Like, he just doesn't care. And I don't understand it.
Yeah, no, there are so many open ones that he drifts on, and sometimes they don't go in. And like, dude, set your feet. You're good. Like, you got space. But who am I to give him advice about shooting basketball. It's just he's gotten to the point where every miss is just so disappointing. You're like, what the heck happened there?
Right.
Go in, Mitch. You can't.
Oh, it's the Tina Fey insurance commercial. We're on it.
We were just talking about this.
There are a couple of them. Yeah, this is the dog
This is
one.
one of them. Yeah, there's one where she has an actual dog. And not some weird guy playing a dog.
I will admit this is actually a pretty creative ad campaign that they've been doing for a decade. It's like they just keep coming up with more ideas for it. Like, well, we don't want to come up with something new, so we'll just keep going with the same campaign. And
Well, Dennis Haysbert didn't want to say Allstate anymore, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the Geico Gecko, you know.
They should bring him back as Pedro Serrano to sell insurance.
Ooh.
I would enjoy that.
Did somebody turn the sound on?
I mean,
So I gotta say, the fast food fish sandwich does not appeal to me.
No.
Fast food fish is
mustard, mustard on a fish sandwich. Like,
I think that's cheese.
I was like, is that mustard or is that cheese?
That's cheese.
it looks like nacho cheese. Then it doesn't really look like.
No,
Yeah,
it
it is.
definitely
It's
is
nacho
nacho cheese. Yeah. So out of this timeout, I'm pretty sure Powell bangs a three, and then this is where Tyshawn gets cold-blooded on him real quick right after it.
Again, the spoilers.
Also, that's the first three that Miles hits in like 35 minutes of game time, I think.
Bro, I've seen this game 25 times. I'm sorry.
Hello, Michelle. How did you know?
That Euro was dirty.
That was filthy.
Do you think he's pretty good?
Yes.
Yeah. Do we think he's the best point guard right now in Creighton history, or are we waiting for the junior year?
Yes.
I'm just gonna say yes.
Yes.
He's the best.
Unanimous votes across the board.
I'm going to say yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Super motivated Miles hit a tough ass shot. That is so.
That is a tough shot.
See, and that's where I thought, like, this is where he goes into fucking psycho mode or something.
Well,
But nope.
he did, but then this happens.
Look at that sorry-ass defense he's playing.
He's like,
He's standing straight up with his arms just like, we good here?
Do you think in his mind he's going,
oh, this is the one that Ty misses, though. So he just misses that one. That's the only miss they have in 8 hours, basically.
I mean, it's still a close game.
Yeah, it's a 4-point game right now.
No, yeah. This play is
What happened?
This was so good.
another awesome deflection by Ty. Denzel all over the place on the loose ball.
And Reynolds again is shocked that he fouled the guy.
God, Denzel looks so good with a mustache.
You got Photoshop, right?
Make it happen, Captain. He's
Man,
like, so I
whatever this
jumped
is.
on the guy's back and wrapped my arm around his neck. How was that a foul,
I've never
sir?
understood
All right, hold up.
that
Here's
people say
the end of Miles Powell's life right quick.
It's the way that people think like it's a loose ball, anything goes. Like, no, you can't dive on top of the dude's back just because the ball's loose.
It's
Here come the final moments of Miles Powell's career.
bucket.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not a. It's not a rugby.
Seton Hall's strategy of we're not going to guard Denzel Mahoney or Damian Jefferson really backfired in this last game.
Especially because Denzel's like a bucket. I don't understand how that's part of the strategy.
Mhm.
well, I mean, you've got
It's a
Mark
floor slap.
McGrath and Tyshawn Alexander and Mitch Ballack, and like, I think Creighton's got more good players than Seton Hall does, like that they
Yes.
can defend. So
And there's another one.
Oh,
That one counts. That's 3. That one's 3.
dude, that was so. His
Yeah.
footwork is insane.
late game.
Stockton from now, and now this is where he hits the three off the ball screen and doesn't move. And this is Miles Powell's last moment as a college basketball player.
This is still only a 5-point game.
Yeah,
It's about to get out of hand really fast.
yeah, 349. Still a 5-point game.
Hope see ya. It was a really good effort to get through that screen, though.
And he's mad at
Look at him, just look at him,
Where's
just
my
look
help?
look at him. He's like, call it.
Yep.
Run the clock. It's over.
I know we got a lot of time left, but that takes the
12 of 24 from 3. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
It's about
that's
to get
just some
worse.
hockey ass shit.
defensive stopper of the game.
Marcus draw the charge, throw the fist.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
Taunt the Seton Hall bench.
If
real
you
quick.
paused it here, you could have seen me and Jacob while he was doing that.
Yeah.
I didn't pause it. I didn't want to screw up the thing,
No.
but you know.
I kind of wanted to run out there and like get the high five in there as part of that. So he's like greeting the fans there along the baseline. But I'm like, nah, that would be a bad idea here. But
I wonder what the Seton Hall huddle was like. They never went to the in the huddles for these moments. They're doing pretty good to see how Willard was trying to keep the guys locked in the games.
There probably wasn't any usable audio.
He probably just kept saying, like, slow the game down. Don't let the crowd get into it, as the crowd is just, like,
At a fever
death
pitch.
Yeah, you forgot like 14 F-bombs, though.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Slow the fuck down. Don't let the fucking crowd get the fuck into it.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't really need to drop all the F-bombs in one segment.
That was only 3. It was only 3.
But 7 more were coming. You gotta like.
Hold on, I'm quoting Kevin Willard.
Yeah.
verbatim.
I was 3 rows behind the bench. I can verify.
I'm being a good journalist, man.
Dude, churches just opened up. People are gonna be listening to this during mass. We gotta chill out for a second.
If they listened to us during mass, like they knew what they were getting into. Come on.
They should play this in mass.
Creighton is a Jesuit school. Come on.
And now for the sermon.
got a point there.
There's the gecko.
Did he bring tiny cookies? What happened here?
Because I feel like this
yeah.
advertising is targeted. Like I know this played a long time ago, but the commercials that we're talking about after we talk about them are showing up on the broadcast. This is kind of creepy.
Don't think it's targeted because they had XFL commercials.
Right.
So, and that doesn't exist anymore.
No, I mean that's not how it works. Not every single ad is directly what you say. Like I gotta give you a little bit of doubt that they're spying on you.
Well, I'm just mad. I'm mad Robbie's not using this time to talk about how the 6-5 and under lineup just won the Big East title, but missing nothing.
We'll get there. It hasn't really gone full out yet, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, how many possessions? There's only like 5 possessions left.
Yeah, I was planning on using the time where Mamu just loses his mind
Yeah, that does
You
stop
review
you.
everything.
because I feel like him losing his mind was a direct correlation to the fact that he was completely fucking useless against Creighton, which really goes to the 6-5 and under lineup.
I just love how the game got really tough. Like Seton Hall grabbed the lead, went on an 8-0 run, and then Mac was like, "All right, that's enough."
Yeah, he's like, should we play now? We're gonna start now. Okay, let's start now.
Should we put the lineup in? Okay.
Hey, Doug.
Showing this again?
Yeah, it's.
They showed this earlier, right?
I
They
don't
showed
know.
it before the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last time Creighton won a conference.
Wow.
Or maybe not before the game, but it was in the first half. It was early.
No, it was like right as the game was getting started.
Yeah. Listen, I can't ever complain about seeing highlights of the 15 for 18 Doug game.
I wonder what Clancy Early's doing.
Hanging out.
I'm gonna assume he's not still on the Knicks.
He is definitely not.
Okay.
Neither on Baker.
I don't even know who is on the Knicks though, so I can't really complain.
Do they still have Omare?
Jesus, I think Miles Powell gave up every single bucket in this last 5 minutes.
Right? They're
I
going
didn't
right
really
at him.
notice that, but you're right. Like he's been.
They're just like, who's Miles got? All right, let him shoot.
It's the Giannis All-Star playing against
Dude, we
Harden.
should go back and chart this.
Bad
We should go back and chart this and see if Miles gave up 50 or if he actually that's what he meant when he said the Jet.
He's like, I'm gonna drop 50 of your guys' own points because I'm gonna drop 50 on defense because I'm the worst.
Yeah, you guys will drop 50 on me tonight, aren't you? Jet's like, oh, I'm telling you guys.
Well, I'm gonna put my arms out to my
Doesn't
sides.
he skunks
Middle
both those
line.
he skunks both of these, doesn't he?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure he misses both of these free throws.
Well, he's missed one so far.
We're halfway there.
Good math.
Hold on, I'm gonna play some. I'm gonna play some defense on this free throw. You're playing the Miles Powell defense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. Got that one.
That's the last point.
No, Robbie, you gotta make airplane noises when you do that.
Is that what Powell does when he's playing defense?
I assume so.
I think Denzel bangs a three here.
Is this?
Yeah, because they put Gill back in the game, and now look who he's guarding.
Can we?
Yeah, Denzel has another one in the. He's got, I think, a regular jumper in there too.
Yeah.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah, and then the next one is what Powell hitting, or I think Tyshawn puts one in Mamu's eye.
Who is Denzel talking to on the bench there?
I don't know.
Like he's pointing at somebody. He's like, "I got you." Such a bad shot. Full on panic mode now.
I was gonna say they went into panic mode pretty early, and they made a couple of them and got like a couple second chance points. Otherwise, this would have been even uglier, even faster.
Yeah, the last two shots were just run at the basket and throw something up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you mean that didn't work?
Here comes the worst switch of all time.
yeah.
How easy that switch is.
That's because Miles had 0.
Look at his body language. Yeah.
Mamu's moment where there's just like, fuck my life as soon as that over.
That's the bucket where I officially started freaking out.
All right, watch Miles push Ty right
Yep,
there.
right here. Yep. The shove in the back right there. That's.
And then Marcus just turns around and keeps talking and clapping. They were seriously. I've never seen Marcus and Ty went to a different level in the last
Dude, Marcus was talking shit directly to Seton Hall's bench like half the second half.
Everybody, Quincy, Miles, the whole bench. He was egging the crowd on. He was talking to himself. And him and Ty were just making plays all over the place. And I was like thinking, like as I'm watching, I'm like, man, these dudes are just taking the game.
Yeah.
It was like they were playing at like a different level than everybody else on the court. Seriously.
Come to TGI Fridays today for 2 apps, 2 on.
But yeah, that switch was terrible. Like there wasn't even like it wasn't even a ball screen. It was just an interchange. And Miles was like, no, I don't want this anymore.
I'll say that switch was 100% that Miles Powell was too fucking lazy to get through on defense. That's all that was. He yelled switch. And
set the screen before.
Yeah, seriously.
For an excuse.
There was no reason to switch that. There was not even an action there. It was just an interchange.
Yeah, no, it's.
And then Mom was like, and then it switched, and Mom was like, I gotta get this in my eye right now.
He at least he got in a stance a little bit. Like Mamu at least gave some effort. Miles like, nah, you take him.
Yeah, no, Powell literally just stood in the same spot the entire time and yelled, switch.
Please, God, don't let me do this.
So he gets half. He gets 1.5 of those 3 points there.
Yeah, if we're tracking.
That was on Mamu, but it was Powell's fault.
I'll accept that.
And then Denzel bangs his last one, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, after that last Tyshawn 3, though, is when I started, like, fully losing my shit. Because I was like, oh, man, there's a minute and a half up and we're up 14. Like, we're going to win the Big East.
Yeah, when Denzel hits that dagger, I'm like, oh, yeah. It's
all right, here comes the fight.
Yep.
And Marcus is already hurt.
Yep.
Dude, he's just clapping the whole time.
DJ's just clapping in his face.
I know this is
what does he say?
He called him a
fuck you, bitch.
I just hear it in John Malkovich's voice from Rounders, though. That's when Mama Car's really talking. Like, that's what I hear.
Yeah. I don't know. If everybody on the team, if you're gonna like seriously though, if anybody on the team you're gonna go after like in that manner, DJ's the last one.
Yeah, DJ is by far the last guy on that team I want to fight.
He's the realest dude on the team. Like, you don't want to mess with that dude. Like, why would you go after him?
He's like, yeah, I have tattoos, so let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm all tatted up.
Seriously, look at him clapping. Look at him clap. He doesn't even care. He's just clapping.
Like, Marcus isn't going to take anything. He'll fight you. Like, DJ will hurt you.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like Marcus is not taking your shit, but he's a small enough guy that you're like, I'm okay here. Like DJ will mess you up.
Yes.
I love Denzel just like gently pushing DJ's chest, like it's okay. While 3 Seton Hall players have to drag Mamu out of it.
Well, that's the thing. Like DJ, like he wasn't ever like close to losing it. Like he was.
Yeah, DJ was under control the whole time.
Yeah. No.
Like Mamu,
Because that's how you know that's it. You know, you can tell a dude is about that life.
Because he's coming
like
out
smiling
before clapping starts, and then he responds with the clapping right in his face. Like
he's smiling, clapping, and closing distance. That's how you know he's not a dude you want to mess with.
Yep.
He's not afraid of anything you've got, basically.
Like pick someone else to throw hands with, my guy. You chose poorly.
Yeah, this is not going to end well for you.
There's something about
double text was the obvious one, because they were both talking.
Yeah.
That's the rare time where I think both deserve a double tech, because
I'm gonna stay on in my homer lane and say that was all on Mamu. DJ deserves the right to be able to applaud his teammates anytime he desires. He's a good teammate. He's supportive. It's not his fault that Mamu had some ill intentions.
But he just fucking punked Mamu. Like the entire game, he was punking, and then he punked him big time by doing exactly what Mamu was doing, was a stupid clapping thing, and he did it right in his face.
Yep, like clamps.
He's talking to him right there too.
Dude, the classic Mamu. Where's the foul? What happened? He did the same stupid look after Bishop blocked him.
He probably did get fouled on that one though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
he was just mad clamp and couldn't get anywhere anyway. And
yeah.
Probably also
now Seton Hall's got the weird lineup in there. It's like, yeah, let's take everybody out before we get them killed. And then Tyrese Samuel is just, I'm not going to guard Denzel because
he's like, no, he's playing
extra pass splash.
And there's Denzel's there.
Just leave that hand up there a little bit longer, Denzel. I like it. Dude, DJ's still laughing.
Yeah. Seriously.
I would like to use this time to talk about how the Creighton death lineup was just
Sharif.
I don't remember
how much pride did you have in seeing like 6'5" dudes just get.
Dude, that was
just be an unstoppable force in the Big East.
Dude, just like that 9 minutes is part of the reason I love that 9 minutes so much, because all year I was talking about how they're the best when they go small. That's their best lineup. I understand, like from just a physical exertion standpoint, you can't play that for 40 minutes the way Creighton is built or whatever. But like that was their hammer lineup all year, and just to see them like put their foot on Seton Hall's neck and just crush it with that lineup, and like exclusively that lineup.
They had a tie game too, so it's like we're starting from 0. Here we go.
Yeah, and it was like, yeah, our death lineup is plus 17 on you in 9 minutes. Like I was so happy.
And then the fact that you got the Christian and one, and still like fresh off of that, you go right into it. Like instead of leaving him out there, it's like, oh, we got something here. No, let's do this. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, it was beautiful and just gorgeous basketball to watch. And like they had Gil in for a lot of that. Gil couldn't deal with that. Then they had Mamu in. Mamu couldn't deal with that. It didn't matter the fact that, because this is one of the biggest teams in the country in terms of size in Seton Hall. And I said it before the first Seton Hall game, and I said it before this game. Like that lineup, they just can't deal with it. And even when they tried to keep their big guys out there, they couldn't deal with it.
I just think it's crazy watching this group finish this off, because there were like moments early watching, practice in the preseason where it felt like, and Davion was a part of this too before he got hurt. There was like those 4 guys who had played so many minutes together last year. There was so many moments in practice where it was like, oh my God, these guys can go to another level, because they were just like 3 steps ahead of everybody on the floor. They played so well together, had such great chemistry. And Davion going down and Jacob going down and not having Denzel obviously like hindered that to some degree early on. But once they got, jiving with the new group, yeah, and I think you started to see flashes of it, and then what they when they started to put together, like beating Villanova, Seton Hall twice, cooking Xavier, cooking Butler, cooking DePaul, like they were just crazy good. When their A game showed up, they were crazy. They might have been, with Marcus healthy, they might have legitimately been an Atlanta type contender for real.
I mean, nobody was playing better than them right now at this point. Like no one.
All right, boys. Well, this was fun for sure.
Yeah.
We got to do this again, though. We'll have to pick a good game out and figure it out. But I appreciate you guys hopping on and doing this because it's a lot of fun. I think we should keep doing it, though. Figure it out. We'll work out the kinks and everything, and then we'll pick a new game and do the same thing. Thanks for hopping on, fellas.
We can do this game like once a month.
All right, guys. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for hopping on.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, man.
And Seton Hall follow in those Big East standings. All share the Big East crown, but the Blue Jays hold the #1 spot in next week's Big East tournament. 77-60, the final. The Blue Jays win it over the Pirates of Seton Hall. All smiles for Greg McDermott and the Creighton Blue Jays. 17-point win over the Seton Hall Pirates to our Los Angeles studios in just a moment as the Blue Jays celebrate their first Big East crown.